remember, at any point that you need to, you can pause in the middle of this video. But right now we're going to go over the Unit 1 study guide for the test on Friday, which is tomorrow. So I'm going to work the problems out on the left side of the paper, and I'm just going to look at the questions, because tomorrow's test is going to be on Naiku. So you have to get used to taking it from a computer screen and writing it on a piece of paper. So the first one says convert 3.5 feet 2 inches. So I'm going to set up my little table. Okay? If I recall, I know there's 12 inches in 1 foot. So because 1 foot has to go on bottom so we can cancel out our units, 12 inches have to go on top. So my answer is going to be 3.5 times 12, which is 42, which is going to be B. 1 is B. Number 2, convert 23 millimeters to centimeters. Now on this one I can use the saying King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And we're right here. And we want to get to centimeters. So to get from millimeters to centimeters, I moved over to the left 1. So in my answer, I have to take my decimal point and move it to the left 1. So I get 2.3 centimeters, which is C. So 2 is C. Number 3, a rectangle has the length of 28 inches and the width of 3 feet. What is the perimeter of the rectangle? Okay, when I'm dealing with shapes, I like to draw the shape out, so I make sure I get all the sides. Okay, so a rectangle looks something like this. And it says the length of 28 and the width of 3 feet. Okay, I cannot go ahead and add all these together because my sides are not in the same unit. They have to be in the same unit. And if I look at my answer choices, all my answer choices are in inches. So I'm going to change the 3 feet to inches. So I'm going to set up a little table. Remember, for every 1 foot I have 12 inches. So 3 times 12 is 36 inches because my feet cancel out. So now this becomes 36 inches. So 28 is on top, 36 is over here. So I do 28 plus 28 plus 36 plus 36 because we're looking for perimeter. Perimeter says that you have to add all your sides together, which when you put it into the calculator, it gives you 128 inches. Number 4. Trying to scroll down. I guess I'll just have to scroll up. Okay, it says the kinetic energy is described as EK is equal to 1/2 m times v squared, where m is mass, which is in kilograms, and v is velocity, which is measured in meters per second. What is the possible unit of measure for this energy? Okay, this one they just want to know what the units are. Okay, so if my formula is EK equal to 1/2 m times v squared, I'm going to plug in the units for the appropriate variable. So it says that m is measured in kilograms. So I'm going to have EK is equal to 1/2 kg times, times the velocity squared, which is really meters per a second squared. Okay, so when you are squaring a fraction, like right here, you have to square the top and the bottom. So now my units, because I want to stop writing this, because this is no longer part of my equation. I am just looking at the part that is boxed in red. So I'm going to leave kg alone, and I'm going to put m squared over s squared. Kg is really over 1. Multiply across, which gives me kg times m squared over s squared, which is the letter B. 4 is now B. Five, a person is on a boat that is traveling at the top speed of 70 knots per hour. Using analysis with the fact that 1.15 miles is equal to 1 knot, how many miles per hour is the boat traveling? Okay, so they give us 70 knots, 1 hour. And they want to know how many miles. So we're looking for miles per hour. So if I look, my hours don't have to change. I'm just changing miles. And they give us the conversion 1.15 miles is equal to 1 knot. So because knots is on top over here, I have to put knots on bottom over here. So 1 knot goes on bottom with 1.15 miles on top, which equals 80.5 miles. Which is answer choice Alright guys, so I didn't finish reading the question like you should all do, and that is my bad. But it doesn't really ask us to solve it. They ask us which of the below choices should go in the square brackets to make the conversion miles per an hour. Well, I did answer it, I just went a step too far, so I shouldn't have actually solved it. So if you look at my answer and find the one that's on your paper, you see that number 5 is answer choice A. Number 6, a student can run 100 yards in 15 seconds. Convert this speed to miles per hour. Which of the below choices shows what should go in the square brackets to make the conversion miles per hour? Okay, so if you look, we are trying to get miles on top. But we've already gotten the miles on top, so we don't have to worry about that. The one thing that we have to change, because the only unit I see left on bottom, is the minute, okay? It's right here. You see my little cruiser moving back and forth under a minute. That's the one we have to change, okay? So you have to ask yourself, how many minutes are in an hour? Because we're trying to get to hour. And if you answer that right, you should have said that there is 60 minutes in 1 hour. So because minutes are on bottom, minutes now have to go right here. So look for the one that has 60 minutes on top, 1 hour on bottom. So your answer to number 6 is also A. Number 7. A particular long bow shoots an arrow at 110 miles per hour. Convert the speed of the arrow to feet per second. Okay, this one actually asks us to solve, so I'm going to solve this one. It gives us 110 miles per hour. Okay, so because we're given 110 miles per hour, hour has to go on bottom. And we're trying to convert it to feet per second. Okay, so I need to look at number 7 for a little bit because I think there's something wrong with it. So I'm going to skip 7 for now. And I'm going to go to 8. So we're skipping 7. And we'll come back to it, probably at the end of the video. Okay. Number 8. It says, if a job offers you an opportunity to make 1 cent per second, how much are they paying you in dollars per an hour? So if you get 1 cent per 1 second, they want to know how many dollars per an hour you're getting paid. So I'm going to change seconds first because seconds seems pretty easy to me. So I have 60 seconds in 1 minute, 60 minutes in 1 hour. Minutes cancel out, seconds cancel out, I'm left with hours, which is what I want. But I'm only halfway there. I have to change 1 cent to dollars. If you think back to money, because we all like money, one cent is also named 1 penny. How many pennies do you have in a dollar? And the answer to that is you have 100 cents or pennies in $1. I use cents because the units I started off was in cents. If you wanted to say 1 penny right here, oops, if I could spell penny, then you would have used penny here. It doesn't matter as long as you stay with the same unit. Now here, all you're going to do is multiply everything across. So 1 times 60 times 60 gives me 3,600. Multiply everything at bottom, and it's 1 times 1 times 1 times 100, which is 100. So your answer is going to be $36 per an hour. I wish I was making $36 per an hour. That'd be pretty good money. So number 8 is C. Number 9, simplify the following expression. They give us 9x plus 3x minus 2y minus 5y. Okay, remember, combining like terms, variables have to be added with the same variable to the same exponent. So I'm going to add my x's, which gives me negative 6x. Combine my y's, because it's a negative 2 and a negative 5, it's really negative 7y. So my answer is going to be C. Number 9 is C. Number 10, simplify the following expression. They give us 6 minus 5 times 2y plus 1. Distribute first. Negative 5 times 2y gives me negative 10y. Negative 5 times 1 gives me plus 1. Combine like terms. Okay? This is my only x, so I leave it as negative 10x. So then I have to combine 6 and positive 1, which gives me plus 7. I'm sorry. Wow. I totally did not multiply right. Negative 5 times 1 is not positive 1. It is negative 5. So really, it should have been 6 minus 5, which gives us plus 1. So my answer is now C. This was actually a prime example of how if you don't see your answer choice on your problem, then you probably did something wrong, so you need to go back and look at it. Don't just skip it, because you can probably figure out your mistake if you look at it. Okay? So I went back, found my mistake, and fixed it. Number 11. The Deepwater Horizon oil disaster that occurred in 2010 leaked an average of 2 barrels a minute. In every 1 barrel, there's a 31.5 gallons, and it leaked for 87 days. How many gallons of oil leaked into the Gulf of Mexico? So basically, they want to know how many gallons per 87 days. Okay. So we have 2 barrels. Okay. That leak every minute. So we had 2 barrels leak per minute. And we want to get to gallons per 87 days. Okay? So they said that every 1 barrel has 31.5 gallons. Barrels cancel out. Awesome, I'm already in gallons. I'm almost halfway there. Now I have to change minutes to days. Okay? I know that there's 60 minutes in 1 hour and 24 hours in 1 day. So minutes cancel out, hours cancel out. So I'm left in 31.5 gallons per day. So if I go ahead and multiply everything across, because I want to get my numbers almost all the way finished, I'm going to do 2 times 31.5 times 60 times 24. Gives me 90,720 gallons per 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 day. But we don't want to know how much it is in 1 day. We need to know how much it is in 87 days. So we would just multiply my answer by 87. So you should have gotten 7,892,640 gallons, which is answer D. So 11 is D. So the answer to number 11 was D. So let's look at number 12. A cell phone data plan allows someone to download up to 4 gigabytes per month, and each MP3 music download is about 8 megabytes. If only the downloads the customer made were MP3s, how many MP3s could they download each year? I'm going to extend my page. Okay, so I'm going to start off with 4 gigabytes. I'm just going to use a big G. I don't want to write gigabytes, I just want you to write big G. And for 1 gigabyte I have, I'm going to have 1,000 megabytes. megabytes. There, boom. Oh, and this should be per 1 month. Okay, and they want to know how much someone can download per year. Okay, so right now my G's is canceled out and I'm in megabytes per month. Then I have to change my months. Okay. This next step, you would probably automatically assume years. Right. Because 30 and a half days. But not every month has 30 and a half days. So the first thing to do is to convert the month to my days, which is 1 month for every 30 and a half days. Okay, so I have to convert it to days first, which I did. So now my months cancel out. I'm going to go ahead and simplify it. 4 times 1,000 is 4,000 megabytes per 30 and a half days. Okay? But remember, I want it to be per a year. How many days are in a year? Well, 365 days in 1 year. Which gives me okay, so when you get this answer, okay, so when you simplify this out, this was going to give you, 4,786, 8, that should really be a 9, because when you round, megabytes per a year. But we want to know MP3s. Every MP3, contains 8 megabytes. So I have to take this number, 4,786, 9, 47,869 megabytes, and divide it by 8, divided by 8, which gives me 5,984, which is answer choice B. 12 is B. 13. Number 13 says to write an algebraic expression for a number subtracted from 9. So think about it. A number subtracted from 9. So I'm going to have 9, and I'm going to subtract a number from 9. I don't know what that number is, so I'm going to have x minus 9. So the answer to this one is A. 14. The quotient of a number tripled and 5. So a number is being tripled. So that means I'm going to have a 3x. When it says the quotient of a number and 5, you write it almost in the order that you read it. So the quotient of a number tripled over 5, which is answer choice D. 15. Kelly works 8 hours less than 3 times as much as Marcy. Which algebraic expression or which expression represents the number of hours Kelly works in relation to Marcy? So let's use M for Marcy, because Marcy's name starts with M. Kelly works 8 hours less than 3 times Marcy. So she works 3 times as Marcy, but 8 hours less than that. So it's going to be 3M minus 8, which is A. 16. In a given rectangle, the longer sides are 3 units longer than the shorter sides. So we're going to have another rectangle, so I'm going to draw my rectangle. And it says the longer sides are 3 units longer than the shorter sides. So shorter sides are x, and the longer sides are 3 plus x. If we let the
following features are reminded of.
Okay, so it says if we let the shorter side be represented as x, which expression below represents the perimeter? So remember, perimeter is where we have to add all sides up. A rectangle has 4 sides. So I'm going to put x and x plus 3. So I'm going to have x plus 3 plus x plus 3. How many x's do I have? Well, right here I have 3, and another one right here. So I have 4x. 3 plus 3 gives me 6. So 4x plus 6. So B, 16 is B. Which of the following could not be considered a polynomial? In order for something to be a polynomial, you cannot have fractions in the exponent. So using what I just said, you cannot have fractions in the exponent. Your answer is going to be B. What is the degree of the polynomial? Remember, degree is your highest exponent. So the answer to 18 is going to be 4, which is answer choice C. Simplify the following expression. 10a squared plus 3 minus 5a minus 2 plus 5a squared minus a. Distribute this negative. I want to get rid of the negative. Negatives can be tricky. So now this becomes negative 2 minus 5a squared plus a. And then bring down this first equation, or first expression. Combine like terms. I have an a squared and an a squared here. So 10 minus 5 is 5a squared. I have a negative 5a plus a, which gives me negative 4a. And then last I have a plus 3 minus 2, which gives me plus 1. So my answer choice is C. So number 19 is C. 20. Ooh. Simplify the following expression. This time, because it's adding on together, I don't even have to write the parentheses. I'm going to do 2m cubed minus 5m plus 3m squared plus 4 plus 5m squared plus, I'm sorry, not plus, minus 2m. Combine my terms. I have an m cubed right here, but I don't have another one, so I leave it as 2m cubed. Then I have a m squared and an m squared. So 3 plus 5 is plus 8m squared. and then I have m's, negative 5m minus 2m gives me negative 7m, and then last I have just a 4, so I bring down the plus 4. So my answer choice is going to be A. 20 is letter A. 21 says to expand and simplify. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. Distribute 2x squared plus 6x. It'll be okay. Okay. So now I have to distribute the 3. Because remember, you stop at the last parenthesis. So now it's going to be 3 times 2, which is plus 6x. 3 times negative 1 is minus 3. Bring down the 5. Because the 3 stops multiplying here. Combine my terms. I only have this, x squared, so I'm going to write 2x squared. These can combine, which gives me positive 12x. Negative 3 plus 5 is positive 2. Did I mess something up? Which is answer choice A. So 21 is answer choice A. 22 says to expand and simplify the following expression. 2x minus 3 times 3x plus 4. Distribute. I'm going to do 2x times 3x, which gives me 6x squared. You add the exponents. 2x times 4 gives me positive 8x. Negative 3 times 3 gives me negative 9x. Negative 3 times 12 gives me negative 12. Combine the middle. 6x squared minus x minus 12, which is answer choice B. So 22 is answer choice B. Last problem, 23. Expand and simplify the following expression. X plus 4 times 2x plus 3 plus 2x minus 2. Use the full method. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times 3 is plus 3x. 4 times 2 is plus 8x. 4 times 12 is plus 12. Bring down the rest. 2x minus 2. Combine like terms. 2x squared, because I have nothing else to combine it with. Then I have a 3x, 8x, and 2x. 3 plus 8 will give me 11 plus 2 plus 13x. And then a 12 minus 2, positive 10. So the answer choice to number 23 was 2x squared plus 13x plus 10. This is answer choice C. Do not forget to study for your test tomorrow. Make sure you bring your Chromebooks charged because it will be on NICU. Good luck, and ask me if you have any questions.